Hey everyone, this is Nikachu, Merfolk Master, and we are here today to play Merfolk versus Burn. It's Nikachu versus Day 2 Dryden. Here's something that a lot of you wanted to see for a very long time. We now have the time to arrange it. We're going to play my Merfolk deck versus his Burn deck. And yeah, if you like seeing the players on this channel competing with their decks, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So I'm just going to play the normal Merfolk list that I've been running for the last month, basically, and we're going to see how well it does against Andrew. So we are going to see, but you're going to see both sides of the match. You're going to see my side with my commentary, and you're also going to see Day 2 Dryden's side with his commentary. So with that, let's well, maybe let's talk about the main deck cards that I have useful. I'm glad that I have Spell Pierce. We got Spreading Seas, that's normal. I don't think Peak is going to be very good in this matchup, and certainly Mistcaller is not going to be great either, although I'm probably not going to be citing it out because there's just not enough cards that I really, I don't have much cards I don't think I have much cards to bring in. And we bring in the Deprives. I don't think I'll be bringing in Venser because I don't think he runs in Snaring Bridge. Maybe we'll bring in Venser just in case. Maybe he's going to do a switcheroo on me. But there are a lot of games that on the draw I want to take out with Spreading Seas. So we have like 6 cards to bring in. I'm going to be taking out those Peaks and Spreading Seas. So we're going to have to leave some Mistcallers in there. Aside from that, the rest of the deck is good. Master of Waves is very good in the Burn matchup. And certainly copying it with Phantasmal Image is great as well. Harbinger and Merfolk Trickster are some decent ways of trying to interact with them to slow them down so that we can get the Master in play. Alright, and with that, let's go play our games. So we lost the die roll. This hand sucks, actually. I'm going to mulligan this because there's no guarantee that actually we can even curve out at all. It doesn't even interact very well against Burn either. We're going to like turn 1 Mistcaller and then maybe not do anything else for the rest of the game. If I had at least one more land in this hand, like let's say this Lord of Atlantis or Merfolk Trickster was an island, I could keep this hand because I have some belief that I can curve out into Master of Waves by turn 4. Because if I have 3 lands in my hand, then I have like 4 draw steps to draw the 4th land, and you know, getting Master of Waves on turn 4 is a big deal against Burn. This hand is fine. Spring Season not ideal on the draw. I don't know how much I want to keep this. I mean, it's useful against Burn. But we don't have like enough creatures. We'll put on the bottom. Phantasmal Image is like okay. What's funny is like I always have these. I've playtested against Andrew a lot, and I constantly have these vile Spreading Seas hands against him. He's just probably like, oh, again, another Ether Vial, another Spreading Seas. We'll just yield through this turn. I mean, ideally, he doesn't play any more lands. We just Spreading sees that one mountain and then more or less take over the game from there. That would be the easy way to win. That would also be the way I usually win against him. No, it won't be anything easy this time around. So I'm going to take a little bit of damage for a while, because certainly he's going to play something. Okay, Eidolon. But we can still hit the Sacred Foundry, and hopefully that slows down things like Lightning Helix, Boros Charm. That is A-okay. So some important interactions are things like Violin, Merfolk Trickster, tap down Eidolon, and then hard cast something like Lord of Atlantis. Right now we will just Spreading Seas on the draw. Well, something else I can do though is like hold up the Mutavault to try to block the Eidolon. Spreading Seas is not that important. Because if he has lands in his hand anyway, it's I'm just taking 2 damage for nothing. Like if I play Spreading Seas, he attacks, I'm going down to 13. Have 5 cards in his hand. It's a decent chance I lose. Yeah, let's just pass the turn. I'll try to block with Mutavault. It's a decent line. If he uses removal spells on Mutavault, that's okay because that's a removal spell that's not going to our face. And if we can somehow exchange the Mutavault for the Eidolon, I think that's good too. See here, look, like if I played the Spreading Seas, we would not slow them down at all. And by them I mean Andrew Day to Dryden. See, look, taking damage, beautiful. I like it. That's what I want to see. That's a good thing. Help me. Help me get closer to winning. Now, certainly, if he attacks with Eidolon, I will block it. If he attacks with just the Swift Spear, I will not block it because it's just pretty free to just shoot me in the face with any burn spell, make the Swift Spear bigger. But in the future, we could contemplate, viling in a Lord of Atlantis so that if our opponent Boros Charms our face or Lightning Bolts or Lightning Helixes our face, we can then vile in Lord of Atlantis to try to deal with the Swift Spear. And then, even if he plays 2 burn spells, like another burn spell to make the Swift Spear a 3/4, I think that's worth it. I think it's fine exchanging a creature for to save 2 damage from Swift Spear. Okay, so Lava Spike. His hand's almost empty. So 2 damage. Yeah, we'll just take the damage. It's not that big. It's no problem. We can also start considering playing something like Phantasmal Image Copy the Eidolon, because that would be so much damage that he'll be taking. Yeah, okay. Although I have to admit that the games where I try to put an Eidolon in play is usually pretty gimmicky. Although I'm certainly considering just playing a Phantasmal Image. Just hard casting it. Or I could Violin Merfolk Trickster, tap down the Eidolon, and then hard cast the image, copy Eidolon. Sure, let's do that. That's sort of fun. And the thing is, it doesn't affect me all that much having this extra Eidolon in play because I have the Ether Vial. So here's a situation where if the Swift Spear attacks, now I can somewhat safely block it. And then if he wants to play any spell, he's gonna take 4 to the face. We're also in a situation where he can start to be encouraged to attack with his Eidolon. Well, maybe not too much, because if he attacks with, say, Swift Spear Eidolon, I'll use Trickster to block the Swift Spear. I'll take 2. I'll go down to 10. But that opens him up to taking 4 on the crackback between my Mutavault and my own Eidolon, putting him down to 10. And, well, you can't cast too many burn spells or you just die. Okay, so we'll block the Swift Spear here. We're going to keep the Eidolons on the board. The Eidolons work for me in this game. And, like, we have Trickster in the future to, like block these, block the Swift Spear. I'm going to take a decent chunk of damage here. I will attack back for 4, which means he can't play 2 burn spells. Which means we're basically hoping he doesn't have, well, I guess Lightning Helix and Boros Charm. Those are 2 cards that could win the game. I mean, I don't have to attack with everything, but any two normal burn spells will kill me. Blitznamire will also get shut off. Or maybe not. Oh, I guess no, yeah, you can find a basic mountain. Not a big deal. Bolt will deal 3 damage to me, or to the Eidolon. So I can attack for 4, put Andrew down to 5. Or how big is the difference? I could attack for 2. Yeah, I think this is going to win. What we're going to do is we're going to attack with the Eidolon and Mutavault. I think the Rift Bolt kills him. Because what happens here is I attack for 4. Rift Bolt's going to resolve. He's going to take 4 damage. He's going to go down to 1. And then I can just Merfolk Trickster the Swift Spear. Like, I don't know where this Rift Bolt's going. But even if it goes to my face, I can still Merfolk Trickster the Swift Spear. Let this Eidolon of the Great Revel come through. Not a big deal. And there's nothing that there's nothing he can cast that's going to save him, because he's going to be at 1 life. So, like, Lightning Helix nothing matters. One's going at my face, that's fine. It's only 3 damage. So you can't cast any more spells. I know, I mean, Phantasmal Image copying Eidolon of the Great Revel is a line. It's definitely a line in this matchup, but I have to say that I have lost a lot of burn games because it looked really enticing when really it wasn't necessary, and it was just better to, like, I don't know, play Merfolk Tricksters, copy the Merfolk Tricksters, copy Lords, and just race back. I've definitely lost a decent chunk of games because I got... I just fell in love with the Eidolon line when it wasn't even necessary. And of course I have the Merfolk Trickster. Attack with Eidolon, it doesn't matter. Need a 4 mana spell. Burn doesn't have any 4-mana spells. I think if anything, actually I have no idea what was his best line. Maybe not attacking with the Eidolon, maybe not playing the Rift Bolt, because after you attack with the Eidolon and Swiftspear and then play the Rift Bolt, you lose. You know, I mean, it was just destined to lose. Yeah, alright. We win! And I didn't even have to play Spreading Seas. So we're going to be on the draw, which means I don't want... Okay, I don't want Peak because it just gets in the way of Eidolon of the Great Revel and doesn't add to the board, and I might want to use the mana for Spell Pierce, so I don't like Peak. Don't like Spreading Seas on the draw, because generally you can get run over. I've sort of changed my mind on Spreading Seas. I think I think it's playable on the draw, but it's not great. Like, just like in this game, you don't have to play Spreading Seas on turn 2. You don't have to, and I declined to. And then if Andrew showed any sign of being choked on mana, that's when we play Spreading Seas. But I think in general, Spreading Seas is just not where you want to be on the draw. You might as well be playing other cards. And we're going to be, those cards that we want to play are Deprive and Venser. So like late in the game, I'd rather have the Deprive than the Spreading Seas. And we're bringing in Venser just to deal with Ensnaring Bridge. I don't know if he brought in Ensnaring Bridge. Maybe he did, just to give himself a chance in this matchup. But that's basically what Venser's for. You can do other cute things like bounce a Rift Bolt back to your opponent's hand if they try to hardcast it for 3 mana. Interacts with the boards. You can also play it. You can play it in the face of an Eidolon of the Great Revel. So if there's a few Eidolons out, still play Venser because it's 4 mana. And believe it or not, the games with Burn can go long. It can be a grind fest, exchanging creatures, exchanging resources. So getting to 4 mana, it happens. It happens pretty often. That's why we're playing Master of Waves, and that's why Master of Waves is a bomb in this matchup. So that's what we're gonna run. Here we go. In general, well, I don't want to say in general. Like, I believe that Merfolk is favored against Burn, but if your opponent has enough hate in the form of Grim Lavamancers, Searing Bloods, and Searing Blazes, Ensnaring Bridges, then they can close the gap by quite a bit. This hand's not bad. We don't have our second blue mana source, but we are on the draw. We have Silvergill Adept. We can play turn 1 Mistcaller into Silvergill Adept, and then maybe use Harbinger of the Tides to bounce something back from our opponent's hand, back to their hand. Mistcaller doesn't really interact against them, but you know, whatever. Just throw something out there. Okay, so Swiftspear, definitely one of their better starts. Goblin Guide gives us lands. Sort of feel inclined to hold this up. Do what I will. I don't think I'm going to play Mistcaller. I mean, this is going to be bad if they play like Eidolon, but chances are there's going to be hands where they play like another Swiftspear or a Goblin Guide and then follow it up with like a Lightning Bolt. So like, yeah, Goblin Guide at least gives us lands. Really easy to block Goblin Guide. Like anything with 2 power can just be put right in front of it, whereas Swiftspear is way harder. Swiftspear gets bigger. So very hard. Swiftspear is just really hard to block, and it's very aggressive. So I'm holding up Swiftspear because I just don't want to get run over so early in the game. I guess this is an Eidolon. Yep. Good start. Good start. So we are walking into this anyway. I'm gonna show one of these. I'll show the missed caller. Not that big of a deal. We can pretend we drew it for the turn. Phantasmal Image. See, these are the spots where, you know, you want to like Phantasmal Image their Eidolon of the Great Rebel, but it's probably not going to work out very well for us. I mean, maybe it would be fine if we had Master Waves in hand and could curve out. Maybe I still will play it like next turn. It's possible. But all this counter magic and like no mana to cast it, not looking good with an Eidolon on the board. So putting my own Eidolon may not help me very much. But I also wanted to show Andrew Mistcaller over Harbinger, because Harbinger is a more important effect. Maybe if he knows about Harbinger, he won't want to attack with the Eidolon. He's going to try to milk this for all it's worth. I'm at prime pickings for this Eidolon. I'm on the draw. My mana's not great. This mana's actually really bad. Mutavolt's terrible. What is this? I guess he has multiple Eidolons, but this still favors me. I mean, I can't take damage. If anything, a second Eidolon would be backbreaking for me. But only given my hand as it is right now. Ugh. Okay then. I guess I have nothing else to do except play this Eidolon. Play this and turn it into an Eidolon. Oh, I could copy the Mutavault. No, the colorless mana doesn't help me very much. Good call. He takes a lot of damage, but I mean, his board is just way better than mine. Well, this is my triggered ability. I yield through this turn. I can't do anything. He attacks for 4, I go to, or even more, attacks for 6. This game is basically over. Yeah, and I can't draw a second blue source, so... I can still sort of play on. Maybe Goblin Guide can help me. But I'm going to need some luck here. I'm going to need a lot of luck. I would not attack with this Eidolon. There's like no point in this. Or maybe it's not going to matter here, but I clearly can't put anything in play. Or maybe I guess it doesn't matter. He's got a lot of interaction. I mean, I'll Spell Pierce something, but I still take damage from the Eidolon anyway. And I'm very likely to lose. I'm going to 1. It's not a safe life total. I don't even know what I need to draw. Like, I needed that Mutavault to be an island, and then I needed... What else do I needed a lot of help. I needed like a Silver Gill Adept or something. I guess I needed to be an island, and I needed like Merfolk Trickster maybe. Whatever. I needed a lot of help. Well, I just got run over. Okay, so now we're on the play. That changes everything because now Spreading Seas is quite delish on the play. We're gonna take out Mistcaller, and we're gonna take out two Phantasmal Images. They're not necessary. Oh no, we don't have to take out Phantasmal. We can take out Harbinger of the Tides. Harbinger on the play is not as good on the draw. Phantasmal Image is not mandatory either, so you could side that out as well. But like turn 2 Spreading Seas when they only have one land, that's good. That actually slows them down by quite a bit because they're so we go turn 1 land, they go turn 1 land, then we go turn 2 Spreading Seas, and then even if they play a land, they're still on 1 mana, and that makes a big difference. Whereas on the draw, they go turn 1 land, we go turn 1 land, they go turn 2 lands, they have 2 lands available, start playing like Eidolon, Searing Blazes, Searing Bloods. On our turn 2, we play Spreading Seas, bring them back down to 1 land, but then on their turn they can play a 3rd land, which puts them up to 2 useful mana, and again, play high-impact spells, really wreck us. So Spreading Seas on turn 2 on the play, great. Spreading Seas on turn 2 on the draw, useless. Or very poor. Also, Tectonic Edge doesn't look like much, but I have like screwed over burn players on their white mana. Like they get to 4 lands and I just blow up their 1 Sacred Foundry. It's hilarious. So I mean, sometimes it's relevant in the burn matchup. It's not completely dead, like some people might assume. I mean, they only have so many Sacred Foundries. I think like 2. So if you Spreading Seas 1 Sacred Foundry and then Tectonic Edge the other one, I mean, they can't search for any more white mana. Yeah, this we can deal with this. Playing Mutavault on turn 1 is an idea, but then I can't play that many spells per turn. Feels like a hand where I might want to get greedy again with the Phantasmal Image on Eidolon play. I'm just going to do nothing. That's good. Any hand without a turn 1 play is usually very favorable for us. So if he has Lightning Bolt or something, so be it. Oh. Or maybe he was playing around Spreading Seas, who knows? But anyway, I wasn't planning on playing Spreading Seas. I was planning on playing the Merfolk Trickster, and that's exactly what we'll do. Yep. I have been bolted. I think if he plays Eidolon, I'm just gonna flash in Merfolk Trickster, attack into the Eidolon, and if he doesn't block, then I'm gonna Spreading Seas a Sacred Foundry, and then I'm gonna Phantasmal Image copy his Eidolon, and again put him in a world of pain. Like 2 Eidolons on the board when you have Aether Vial is awesome. He'll be very interesting if he plays a fetch land and passes, because that could represent Destructive Revelry, and that would make it much more difficult for me to use my Spreading Seas. This is interesting. I think I'm going to take an attack from this Goblin Guide. Master of Waves, that's good news. And the reason for that is, well, maybe he still has a land drop to play. But I sort of want to, if he's on very few lands, then I can very comfortably race him. I'll just play them. I'll play the Merfolk Trickster, follow it up with like Spreading Seas. Oh, thank you, Magic Online, for giving me rewards. This is very funny. So why do you play this now? Post-combat Swift Spear. So we can now copy the Swift Spear. Could also copy Master of Waves. It's a tough call between destructive hitting the white mana or the green mana. I'm going to hit the white mana though. This represents, what's it called? Path to Exile. This represents Lightning Helix. Well, that's good. That's good insurance. Do I want to wait? No, we're not going to wait. We're going to just be aggressive. I don't know for sure if this is the best line of play, but that's what I'm going to do. We can, I mean, we can. I'm going to block this Goblin Guide now. If I'm given the opportunity. Probably going to tick up the Ether Vial. So we tap down Swift Spear, and we can block the Goblin Guide. Land, please. If not, that's okay. Another Ether Vial. We're just going to win because he's choked on mana. That's what's going to happen. So, turn off all auto yields with the Ether Vial trigger on the stack. I can Vial in Lord of Atlantis and then tick the Vial up to 3. This allows me to get the Master of Waves in play by next turn. I could attack for 6, put my opponent down to 7, not have Deprive up. What if you draw and then play Ensnaring Bridge? Does that kill me? Maybe. Okay, just in case, Dryden goes land, bridge, follow that up with, like, play out my hand. We're going to hold up Deprive. I'm pretty sure I can take at least one hit from the Swiss Bear. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should just hold up the Trickster. No, well, yeah, I should be able to take one hit from the Swiss Bear. This hand is full of, like, 1 mana cards. That might be a problem. Then he could attack, bolt something, like my face. I go down to 7. Then he just... then I play Master of Waves next turn. And then he plays another land and goes like triple bolt me. Or triple bolt like stuff like Lava Spike. That's not going to do it. Just with the Goblin Guide. Yeah, we can block. Let's just save our life total. I'm going to put both of these to 4. Or sorry, we're going to tick both of these up. That is nice, but unnecessary. I guess we can play it. Why not? Master Waves is just going to attack for lethal next turn anyway. And like he can't do anything about it. Just going to put a million devotion on the board. And I mean that's super game. I mean, he could try to go for like attack with Swift Spear, see if I block with Master of Waves, and then Skull Crack me. But that's the oldest trick in the book. But definitely everyone loses to that interaction. So Master Waves has protection from red, but if you block a red creature and then they play Skull Crack says damage can't be prevented. And when something says protection from red, that means it prevents the damage. So if you block a red creature and they play Skull Crack, if they play Skull Crack, Master Waves can no longer protect itself. Prevent the damage dealt by the creature, and then it will die. So you always like block if they ever attack with a red creature into your Master Waves, you just block with a token. You may attack. You can't do much else. I don't think you're going to burn down every single one of my waves. And again, I just have Ether Vial and Spreading Seas in every game. Is there some like gimmick card I don't know about that we're about to see? Does that even do anything? I mean, okay, let's just play Deprive because whatever, because we have it all. Because we have it all. We can put the Phantasmal Image in play. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. They're gonna have Island Walk too! When will Day 2 Dryden decide to resign? Maybe he's gonna let me have my fun. Sorry, Day 2 Dryden. It's just, this is the story of all our playtesting as well. It always ends like this. There we go. Go block an elemental. My brother would be very interested to know how much I'm attacking for. I'm attacking for 5, 8, 11, 14 plus 15, so 39. Or no, so 14 plus 15, so 29, sorry. Nikachu wins the match. All right, so if you like that, let us know in the comment section below. I mean, I think we like doing these sort of videos. It's just hard to find the time to do it. But now, you know, it's a new year. It's the winter break, so we have a little bit of time to do little gimmicky stuff like this. So, yeah, this has been Nikachu versus Andrew Day 2 Dryden, Merfolk versus Burn in Modern.